Hello, everyone. Welcome to this ETF2L Season 24 Week 1 matchup between Baxter5 and Perilous Gaming. This should be a very interesting game, I hope. I'm joined by Kaidus on the co-casting chair, and this is DavidTheWin on the camera. So, Kaidus, how are you doing this fine day?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Uh, Glad the season has begun. Not so glad that this is the game that I have to witness tonight, though, because I'm thinking that it's going to be a bit of a one-sided affair, and I'm going to take the role of the cynical doubter in the Russian corner tonight.
Yeah, and I'll be the wide-eyed optimist, as I will desperately try to get you guys interested here. Because I will say, Baxter5, they won Div 1, they're the automatic seed into the season. They're winners, they won Div 1. What has Perilous Gaming ever won? They're always second fiddle. So, at the very least, Baxter5 has shown that they're clutch and they can win in games when it really matters. So, I've been looking at through some logs too. They seem to have some pretty decent results. They actually lost quite a bit, but it's always really close games against mid-tier teams. So I'm hoping very dearly that they can really show up tonight. And also, of course, Perilous Gaming are missing their star pocket sideshow, and instead they have some no-name has-been called Mike. So, that all tip things in the favor of Baxter5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about this team. I was reasonably interested in them at the end of last season when they won high. Like I watched the high grand final, and I think some of the semi memory kind of fades. But I remember watching them then and thinking, these guys could be kind of the next, because there's always been a gap in the Russian scene for a while with like Shadowburn and Forsaken etc. going to Overwatch. And I remember thinking that they could actually maybe fill that void, but they've been through like a lot of roster transitions since then. I'm not 100% sure on who's gone and who's joined and things like that. But I know that like watching them since then, I've been thinking probably not quite the same outfit they were at the end of last season. And they actually have a Merc tonight as well. I mean, I'm not so familiar with their regular demo Unlimited, but I've actually never even heard of Sano, so I can only assume that this is another problem for them tonight as well. But like Perilous haven't played barely at all lately. Like they've been scrimming, but I mean, I think they have something like tonight, like 3 people that they've been scrimming with are actually playing tonight. So if there was a time for Bags5 to play Perilous, it would be today. Other than maybe Mike being here, maybe tomorrow when Sideshow's back and they haven't scrimmed. But
Yeah.
other than tomorrow, tonight's probably the best night they can play them. So if ever there was a time for them, it's now.
Yeah, for sure. You know, you gotta stay optimistic here. And this is the first game of the season. A lot of teams are kind of rusty at the beginning. Last season, we saw a lot of teams start out really strong, only to just completely fall off at the end of the season. And a lot of teams doing the complete opposite, where they would start out slow and then sort of gain momentum as the season would go on. So it can be very unpredictable when you have these very early season games, and especially when you have a bunch of mercs involved. I've played with Sano quite a bit. I feel like I've run into Sano a lot when I did mixes and PCWs. So maybe he's a guy who's sort of been stuck around my level of play for about Div 2 for a very long time, and then maybe now he's finally made the jump into the big boys club. So it should be very interesting to see how he performs. I think Unlimited is a kind of an underrated demo. I think he's very good. I think he came from Highlander, where he just completely beats everything. But it will be interesting to see. And also, of course, you have Ali on Demo Man, who is a new demo for Perilous. You did mention they haven't scrimmed too much with them. So, he's a new addition to the roster, relatively speaking. So that could be an issue, or at least something I look forward to seeing how he will fit in with the team.
Oh yeah, I forgot this was a week 1 game. I mean, it's like I knew it was a week 1 game, but because I don't know, I'm still hanging around with the nameless camp and all of that. So I have my head in week 2 at the moment. I forgot this is actually Perez's first game of the season, their first game with Ali. So obviously, while they've upgraded Sideshow to Mike tonight, in my opinion, they've downgraded from Spud to Ali. So it's gonna be interesting to see as well, like how that's gonna affect them. Because I mean, Ali, like obviously he was their demo man originally, so they have experience playing with him. So him slotting back in isn't going to be really that much of an issue. And for watching the streams, like while I do think he's not as strong as a demo as Spud, he seems to have settled down like quite a lot. When he played with them before, he was very much this kind of goofy, kind of always kind of messing around and far more prioritizing trying to be funny than be good at the game. And
Right.
I don't know. Now it seems like he's kind of gone back to the persona he'd adopted when he was in high, and he seems quite keen and quite motivated to actually play the game well. And I don't know. He still has some kinks to work out with positioning and things like that, but I think he's a lot more suited to playing in this team now than when he was there before. So just to kind of like paint that picture for people who maybe remember the old Perilous team when they were called Full Tilt before they got spud. I think Ali's a different, kind of a different picture now than he was back then. Is it over? Everyone's leaving the server.
We're getting
Good
some new
game,
info.
guys.
They're shifting server. Apparently, also Mr. Epic is missing. But I guess I'll go through the roster real quick of Baxter 5. You know, the new in Prem. A lot of people might not know their roster, so I'll just go over it real quick. We have Mad Mac on Medic, and then normally we would have Unlimited, but since he's playing in the DreamHack qualifier and the grand final against Lego on Team Fortress TV 1, if you want to check that out. So instead we have Sano jumping in, and then we have Ubers and on Roamer, and then Dima on Pocket, then Shappy and Mr. Epic on Scout. So Shappy moving from his normal demo class to Scout. So that should also be very interesting. He's done pretty well, I actually think, on Scout, which kind of surprised me. So that should be very interesting to check out for sure.
A certain amount of irony to the fact that kind of went a season, or was it 2 seasons? I don't remember. A season or 2 anyway, with no like top Russian team, and on the the debut night for Russians returning to Premiership play in the cup, there's actually a Russian mix in the grand final, kind of
Yeah.
stealing the Bags of 5 thunder away a little bit there.
Maybe. Or maybe it's just going to be the most glorious night for Mother Russia in all of TF2 days ever. You know, that would be quite the thing if we got a double victory for the Russians here. That would be absolutely insane.
Now we got back to the glory days when it was like 425 and well, they even called Serpents back then when we had 2 Russian teams in Prem.
Yeah, those GT well played.
Oh yeah,
Or
GG well
GG
played as they were then. They even had a sponsor. Wow. Now
Yeah.
now look at them.
Back when Lego was the worst team in Prem. Good times.
Wow, that's a blast from the past.
No. It was not when Lego was the best team in high. I was in Prem at that time, for sure. I got crushed by Shadowrun a lot. I remember these days. But yeah, we have actually gone on to another server. I still don't see Mr. Epic, but hopefully he'll get here soon. Looks like they want to start off on Badlands too. So that's usually what people do. They always seem to start off on Badlands. That's sort of the comfortable map for every team, and then Snakewater is sort of the. It's very different from Badlands, so it requires a lot of sort of different tactics. You can't just go with what you normally do. Do you expect these maps to favor any of the teams here at all?
I'm thinking Bags of 5 probably don't stand a whale's chance in hell on Snakewater. Like, I don't really think they have much of a chance on either map, but of kind of all the maps for a team of this type to play against a top opponent, Snakewater would probably be one of the bottom ones on the list because it's one where you really can't get away with like, there's always the hope that Bags of 5 will all turn up with their A game. They're all hitting everything they would hope in their dreams to hit, and Perilous are having a bit of a rough night and not really feeling comfortable. But like that can only work on certain maps like Badlands, Gully, like Process maybe. On Snakewater, it doesn't really matter because unless you have like the right understanding of the game and of your team play, you don't get the opportunities to hit the shots. Even if you can hit the shots, you don't get the chance to shoot them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you just like it's all about like positioning and timing and team play and things like this. So even if you're having like a good night deathmatch wise, it's not like you're gonna randomly become like 50 in-game IQ points smarter for one night. Like they're gonna really, really struggle on Snake. So Badlands, like everyone kind of knows how to play Badlands. The average skill level on Badlands is higher. Like it doesn't require as much kind of experience at the top level to have a decent game on Badlands, but they really need like everything to fall their way to even do it on Badlands. But it's like it's not completely impossible. But Badlands is where it has to happen for them.
Yeah, I agree. Like, there's a lot more times where you just randomly walk around a corner on Badlands and then just you can instigate a fight and hit a bunch of really good shots. It's a lot harder to do that on Snakewater. It's way more open. But we actually have Mr. Epic in the server, so it looks like we're just about ready to start. We also have quite the sniper sort of matchup here in Thalash against Mr. Epic. Mr. Epic has done a lot of really good sniping. I I remember playing against him in Div 1. That was always a bad time as a medic. So, that could be very scary for Perilous if Mr. Epic gets going on Sniper. They do have Thalash on Sniper who can do the same thing. So, it might be very important to see which of those players get hot. Although, time will tell whether or not that's important. And did they allow the running faster braces for the heavy? I hope
Oh yeah,
not.
the knuckle duster things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're allowed now.
Oh god. Don't they give you a speed boost?
Yeah, they give you it's like a mini groove. You don't get the mini crits when you wear them, but you don't get anywhere near the same speed boost. But I thought it was a nice compromise. I was actually surprised when because they were like changed by Valve before last season and then banned for last season. I don't really know why they were banned because there's this mentality of trying to shift more toward like the unlock-centric game with all the nonsense in. And I thought they're a pretty good compromise between the GRU and having everything banned. Because obviously, I don't know. Like you don't get that much speed boost out of it. It's just like ever so slight. It just makes it less frustrating, I think, to be a heavy.
Yeah, which is a bad thing. But never mind. That's just my opinion. Looks like they're sorting out the teams. I guess they positioned. Everyone went red, and then now Perilous is going to go blue. I guess they're feeling confident even if they don't get their favorite color. But let's guess how many times will Kos die, because he tends to have really low depth games in games where his team wins.
I think Kos is going to die above his average. Well, not above his average, but considering I'm probably going to say it's going to be a 5-0, I reckon Kos is going to die more than you'd expect from that, because this team's just going to play so random, and they're going to have like probably a lot of fights where they will kill Kos, but they'll trade 6 for 1 and only kill Kos. You know what I mean? Like they're that kind of team where they're going to kill Kos but nothing else and lose every fight that way. I could see that happening. Like maybe it won't, but I could see that being a thing that happens. Plus, Kos has been doing exams or something for the last few weeks. He's not been playing the game. He's just been a cynical Twitch chatter. So he might be a little bit rusty. I watched him warm up tonight. He looked a little bit, had a few weird moments of, I'm just going to put it down to rust, but I think he'll probably die more than you'd expect considering how unclose the game will be by Kos' standards.
Well, I'll guess that he'll die twice.
I'm going to guess 8.
8, okay. So we'll see who's right. We're very different bets here, so that's good. Either way, it looks like we're just about ready to get going. We have 6 people on each team, and people are going heavy in pregame. That's usually a sign that they want pregame to end. So, fun ruined for everyone involved. So, I'm not sure what exactly they're waiting for. Exactly nothing. We are going live. ETF2L Season 24, Week 1. Backs of 5 against Perilous Gaming. Let's see if Perilous Gaming can live up to their favoritism. Or, yeah. They're expected to win here, but let's see if Backs of 5 will let them, as Ali beats his first rollout a little bit here. So he'll be slow to mid. So Sano's not going to pressure him for it at all, it seems like. We actually have Ubers jumping in very quickly, but he's going to get bumped back by Mike, who also does a lot of damage to the scout. But so far, no victims. But just to say that Solentis gets the medic on Backs of 5, Mad Mac. And another soldier jumps in. And it looks like it's slowly going in the favor of Perilous here. Just the aggression getting completely warded off.
Yeah, it was not quite what I expected from Bags of 5. Like, the aggression was really, really delayed. They kind of all played super passive at the start. And even though if they were playing passive, they actually let Perilous completely like dominate their side. And then only then did they throw some bodies in. It almost got Kos actually. Got him red, but was never really to be fully revenge going toward last. And I don't know. Kos didn't die. I thought he was going to die and it was going to lend toward my prediction, but not so far.
Not so far. It looks like they are thinking about going in through main. They have to contend with a vaccinator. That can always be really, really annoying if you're not prepared for it. Let's see. It looks like Mike wants to go in here. He spotted some stickies. He's being fought by a pyro here, but actually he might almost take him down on his own. Yeah, Scout comes in and just one-shot him. And here they go. A Scout Soldier Uber, that's really good against a vaccinator because of the different resistances that is required to counter that. And they've just done so much work and put time on the point, and that's an easy cap.
Oh boy. Yeah, that defense was pretty iffy. Like, they give 2 bodies away, and then they don't even, they give 2 bodies away without even Perilous starting to contest the point,
Yeah.
Like, the rule on Badlands Last is generally, like, you can throw 1 body in, like the pyro to delay, then you're, like, rotating away, but only 1 guy should really die early. And they throw 2, and then the point's just, like, an easy cap. I don't think Mikey would die. I think he just walked on it, shot the stickies, and took it. But that's a pretty dominant first round.
Indeed. Let's see if Backspot can do better. So Lindsay jumps in onto the demo, but doesn't get him. I think he's going to be taken down by Mr. Epic in his own show. Actually, Santa goes down to Ali with the follow-up stickies. But now here comes the big soldier bomb from Uber. Uber does get them the demo, so that could be enough. As takes down Shappy in house, though, and now it's 4 against 3 in favor of Perilous Gaming. But a much closer mid this time around for sure. We see Mr. Epic on the train here. He's going for the scout, but he gets double teamed. And I think Mad Mac will just have to settle to get out with his life alive.
Yeah, this mid was closer, like in terms of the way the bodies got traded, but Mike and Koss always looked so comfortable on their train. Like Mike was just standing there fully buffed. Koss was like had a shield of men around him. Mike just fucking air-shotting anything that came his way. I mean, it was more controlled from the Russians. Obviously, they got their medic out alive, and they actually looked like they stood a fighting chance. But Perilous in full control, like the whole way, taking Spire now. Mad Mac, is that his name? Mad Mac?
I think so.
Is that what I'm supposed to call him? Mad Mac either way, only on 80%, lagging behind on the Uber, but I don't think Perilous are aware of this. They're looking to take lobby reasonably swiftly, but I think it's going to be Uber by the time we get to last. But like fair play to Bags of 5. Like it looked more controlled from them this time. Like they were at least, you know, they knew what was happening and they knew when to get out, but not really posing any real threat.
Yeah, Mike once again just peeking in here to see if he can make anything happen. There's actually time on the point. Both scouts diving in there, seeing if we could get a sneak cap in. So far, that didn't quite work out. They got some time on the point, but now Perilous Gaming have to be very careful if they don't want to get overwhelmed. We'll see Uber's actually taking a lot of damage, but I think we have a counter push coming out. Scout fighting Cylindus. Cylindus goes down to Shappy. So that's a pick already.
Yeah, it's super random. I'm not sure what the idea was there for Perilous to throw 2 scouts in like that onto the point. I don't know if they were thinking they would actually get the cap, or is this some kind of bait play to bring Bags of 5 out, but I mean they're getting frags now, but
yeah, they ran into the sniper. Oh no, Ali takes down the medic, just drops Mad Mag. I don't know. That was a weird drop by them as they were trying to retreat. Almost a cap coming in from Mike, but actually gets dropped by Koss. So if Koss is ever going to die, this is now, but nope. His team comes in and saved the point for him. Or he actually capped it on his own. Sorry. But yeah, pretty iffy push out there. Getting sniped by Thalash and then dropping while retreating.
Yeah.
Oh.
They do this kind of typical mistake of like, you obviously Perilous throw in the 2 scouts and give the bodies away, and then you think you can push on that, but you can only do anything with that if you're really fast. Like the respawns are really unfavorable on Badlands.
Indeed, Ali actually fast this time around. Looks like Bags of 5 are going Valley. They've been doing this a lot. They actually have Ubers playing the Valley. Mr. Epic goes down to his Lendus straight away. And I think Perilous have just warded off the pressure here just enough. So Soda jumps in and try to get him, but Celentus is just taking everyone down, doing so much damage. Mike might even chase them here. Yeah, gets Sano as he tries to retreat. Once again, Mad Mac does survive though. So, you know, these mids, they're not really close, but at least Mad Mac is getting out alive, and the mids are getting better.
Yeah, it's just iffy the way they're approaching them. It's like they kind of get to mid, they show Perilous like, look guys, we're all here, this is all of our positions, and then they decide to like kind of jump, and it's like by the time the soldiers are jumping, there's Thalash and As just standing there, like literally like looking at them, waiting as they jump. So I don't know, they're playing this middle ground at the moment where they're not committing with the aggression early, but they're still trying to play aggressive, but it's just in such a way where it never really stands any chance of working. I think they'd be much better off just like either going early or trying to bait out some aggression from Perilous instead and fight for position.
Celentus actually pistols down a scout as a spy. That's pretty funny at resub. So now they definitely know there's a spy around, but you know, Ubers have just been popped, so if there's just enough distractions and fights going on, we can get a pick. Celentus is actually coming up against the medic, but no, he gets spotted there. But the rest will push in here. Sano is super weak, so if Perilous just pick him off, they can put time on the point, but it looks like they were barely not able to get that. And Thalash is gone, sniper, so they'll play it slow here.
Yep. I mean, like it's early days, it's 24 minutes left. I guess they're in so much control, Perilous, they're not going to feel under any pressure to do anything other than just chill with a sniper. And against Bags of 5, I wouldn't even be surprised if like while they're doing this sniper duel, or like the sniper like going for a sniper pick, Bags of 5 are just going to give them frags, like just throw bodies away in some weird way. Like if I was them, I would feel so comfortable now just to do whatever, like wait for Thalash to do something, to hit something. And yeah, the mistakes are going to come to them, and they're just going to get advantages without even working for them, I feel like anyway.
Yeah, we have Mr. Epic on Sniper, so I get my wish and we get to see the Sniper duel between Mr. Epic and Thalash. They're both fully buffed here. So I think we're about to see Mr. Epic and Thalash peek each other. Yep. Looks like Thalash actually just spent his shot, so Mr. Epic has a small advantage here in the sniper duel, as Thalash will just rotate around, try to get some free shots out. So far, I'm just pretty predictable, buffing up people and then peeking with them, hoping that the sniper can get a pick so you can push. Just very static, very good. Actually, they're gonna go right side here with the double sorter bomb. That's pretty unusual. They might not expect it, and actually Mike goes down. So Ubers was on top of that for sure. So Perilous rotating around here, trying to make plays happen. I really do like this, even when they have a sniper. Mike's gonna respawn here. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal that he died.
Yeah, in these situations, I feel more nervous for Bags of 5 whenever they get an advantage than in any other situation. Because they're going to feel so tempted to try and use them, but so far I'm not seeing enough quality from them or coordination to be able to use advantages. And in a situation where you're trying to use one off of your own last, it's just a recipe for like disaster to occur. Like we saw before, Perilous threw both scouts onto the point, they both died. Bags of 5 try and make a push out, and that's what eventually loses the round. But I do think we're actually going to see a trade now, or?
Yeah. And they actually get 2 picks off of a very aggressive push in here. Was that on the flank? That was very odd. But just the dry push, basically, Uber against Uber, it's just really working out here. Ali trying to put time on the point. He baited a lot of people down there, and that's going to be enough. People jump down there, get crushed, and then the rest of the people just step onto the point. Did they even lose a single person in that push?
I don't think so. I didn't see how those 2 guys died, but they died like exactly... Were they drops? Like, were they dropped from the Uber, or did they die on the flank? I didn't see that.
Yeah, me neither. So I'm guessing it was on the flank, just because I was watching the combo.
Yeah.
But very weird. There. Let's see if we can get anything other from this mid. Looks like Ali's faster on the train, his own train once again. So far, Perilous has just been standing here, but actually Shabby will go in and get the medic straight away. Just dives in and takes down Cos immediately. So that's 1 death for Cos right there. I'll be keeping count. So Soldier jumps in there. Dima misses the big air shot, but Perilous soldiers are in the house behind. Right now, basically everyone from Perilous are behind lines at this moment. So, very interesting mid. It's almost not a mid fight anymore. It's just people are not on mid. They're fighting in different places. But now finally, Ass comes in here, and there's a scout behind too. That's Thalash coming in. And Thalash will take down the first one. Gets taken down by Dima though. But now Ass is fighting the soldier. They're both super weak. And it's so close. Ass will eventually take him down. But Shappy is just still going strong on a 3k.
And this mid was just like all Shappy getting in and getting Cos. I think he just went straight up slope and just like 2-shot him or something like that. And that like kind of busted the whole mid wide open. Like so much red health for Perilous in the middle of that fight that they all just kind of had to leave. And they actually end up conceding the mid in the end to Bags of 5. And Cos dies again. So that's like from 0 deaths to 2 deaths. One more death beater and your prediction actually goes out the window. Are we seeing a pause? This is a pause.
Yeah, I do believe so.
Yeah, so Bags of 5 in this round, they're actually like they actually have gone from in the game. They've gone from 10 minutes of not having a single second of control to actually having full control of this round. They have the mid, they have Cos down, they have 6 guys alive, and they even have a pick on a scout. Like one of the key players for Perilous Ast is down. So for the first time in this game, when this put on pause happens, we're actually going to see them with a chance to like use control of the game and see what they can actually do when they try to make pushes of their own, which isn't something we've even vaguely seen so far.
Yeah, this is the first time that they actually get to push the enemy choke. So let's see how they do it. Apparently Silendis was lagging quite a bit here. So that was what the pause was for. It was a short pause though. So it should be fine. Silendis will go down here in-house to Uber's. Uber's spotted him hiding in the corner there. And that's not a good place to be when you get spotted.
That's a really great pick. It's a really great pick for them because, I mean, Perilous are playing so passive. Like, Thalash is the flank scout. He's on the combo. So as soon as Sil goes down, that's fire for free, basically. They're going to have this advantage to push last with. That's a really like huge play, not huge play, but like a really solid play, I should say, from Ubers there to like control the flank, because that was the only way that they were going to lose control of the round at the moment.
Yeah, we have Uber advantage here. Now this is their time, Bags of 5. Get this round, make us happy, make Russia proud. You can do it. They have to deal with some stickies here. I don't even think they were being watched, but here they go. Let's see if where they go from. Are they going main? Like Dima's in completely alone in okay. And there's actually a sentry getting him knocked back. This is a very weird Uber. Now people are coming in finally, but they might have been too slow in the beginning. Silendis does go down. Trades for Shappy for Dima. And so far this push is looking pretty sketchy, I have to say. But actually Sano with a nice pick onto Cos on with a 3rd death. And look at this, they take it. What a messy Uber.
That has to be one of the worst pushes I've ever seen that actually worked. And it worked pretty well. They had like a lot of guys surviving in the end with good HP. What a absolutely bizarre like way to push. Like Dima walked in, didn't get Ubered, did like a 360, then jumped like the opposite side of the medic, then dropped down, tried to focus the gun. Like I can't believe that worked, and it worked so smoothly. Like it wasn't even close in the end.
Yeah, I don't know. So that was a third death for him. For cost here, so I'm already wrong. However, if it doesn't go to 4, I'll still say I was more right than you. So here we go. A lot of pressure on the middle point here by Perilous. The Soda jumps in as well. No, sorry, that was backs of 5. I was wrong. But so far the aggression is getting absorbed perfectly. Look at this. So many deaths already. Mad Mag is the only one alive. I don't think he's gonna get out alive. No, he's getting chased down. Great mid there by Perilous. They got mad, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was possibly a little bit closer than it looked. There was at least 3 guys in the red for Perilous there. I mean, Bags of 5 kind of had all the position. Like, I mean, they were playing into Perilous' game. Like, Perilous had conceding position in exchange for, like, baiting out the aggressive players. But the aggression actually almost worked for Bags of 5. As, wow, Ali actually gets taken down by Mr. Epic. That's going to stunt their push that's about to come in.
Yeah, they're gonna go anyway here. They have to deal with this Pyro. Backstage takes him down, Aster hitting the big meat shots. But they can't put stickies on the point and then dive it, so that will be bad here for this push. But we'll see. They put a little bit of time on the point, but now Mike has the high ground, takes down Ubers as he jumps up there with a nice crisp short-range air rocket and takes down one guy. And was that Thalash? Yeah, Thalash on the point. So, you know, pretty sketchy push there, not getting their demo pick right away, but they still made it work.
Yeah, I'm curious to see on this mid if Perilous are going to keep the same style, because like I was saying before, it worked for the last mid, but it was actually really close to not working. Like, if those frags go the other way, which is like, the difference between those frags was like one shot hitting or missing, then they lose the first numbers and they completely concede position. So I'm curious to see if they're going to adopt the same style.
Yeah, so far Dima's playing underneath here. Actually does a lot of damage to cost straight away. And it's just really weird. They've been playing under, and now here comes the aggression. Just Dima jumping in, getting 2 quick kills, 4 deaths for cost so far. Oh my god. And that was just an emphatic mid-win here. Silentis is in the house, but I don't think he'll be able to do too much. Nope, Ubers will take him down. So the soldier aggression is really working this time around.
I think Perilous might have been playing a little bit scared that mid. I think they might have known, like, on the mid before that, how close they came. Because the combo set up so much more passively. Like, normally they've been getting to the top of the slope and then using that as their setup point, but this time they stayed at the bottom of the slope. I think it was Dima under being a problem. They just kind of got stopped in their tracks, so when the bomb finally came in, they didn't have any, like, high ground to work with. They were all on the low ground, and Bags of 5 actually made, like, a good decision not to contest the point this mid. Because Perilous have been conceding the point, letting them go there, and then just using it to push back on them once they get a frag. But Bags of 5 actually adapting nicely on that mid. Wasn't expecting this, to be honest.
Indeed, as we have a sentry coming in here, trying to fight off the Uber advantage. Usually you want to take that down before you push, but they're just gonna... I don't know, they're being very slow here. They're just buffing people up and not pushing on this Uber advantage. They do still have about 40% advantage on cost. So, you know, they do have some time to work with here. Maybe they're trying to spam down the sentry, but do they not realize they have Uber advantage?
I think they do. Maybe by now they're nervous that they've lost it and don't want to make a mistake, because, I mean, they did take a long time, like you said. I think maybe they were just too nervous, but are they walking in now? They are walking in now.
Yeah, they get the pyro too, and now they're gonna put time on the point. Oh my god, just runs onto it. Okay, that works.
Oh my god, yeah, I think maybe they just thought they had taken too long by the time, I mean, we could see on the scoreboard that Koss hadn't built their Uber entirely, so they still had advantage, but if Koss had hard built that, they might have actually lost advantage, so I think they were just trying to play it safe there, but in the end they fully hard commit with the Uber, and, I mean, that should have gone disastrously wrong for them, but they just get the point. They just do it, Mia. I don't know.
Yeah, they just, there wasn't enough stickies on the point, and they just got it. So we just see Ali playing on really passively here. You see Silentis jump into the house. Oh my god, Mike with the big air shot there. Just completely denies Dima. Great job by him. And now he's going to jump in aggressively in-house. He's trying to chase down the medic. Going to turn around and go for the scout instead. That means Mad Mag will get out here. But he's still chasing. Never mind. He was not going to let that medic escape at all. And he takes down Ubers as well. So a massive mid there from Mike.
That was really close though. Another rush really close mid. Like, this game's 4-2, and that mid could have easily gone the other way. Could you imagine if Sideshow was playing instead of Mike?
Oh yeah, it would have been 5-0. Actually, we see a force here by Dima. Dima jumps in and forces the medic very early in lobby here. They're gonna take the Uber in through the door, but then the Uber will be gone. So now the Uber is gone. and there's stickies on the point. But Mike will just jump onto it. They're gonna force out the stickies, and there we go. The re-stick is taking them down, but there's just enough time on it. So very sketchy push there, but just barely enough Uber to make it work.
Yeah, they just focus the point. I mean, that's kind of Badlands for you in a nutshell. If you just put enough pressure on the point and you do it like staggered, so you're not losing like 2 guys to the same bit of pressure, you're pretty much going to take that push every time. That's why it's kind of disappointing the way, well, I say disappointing, they've actually made both of them work. The bags of 5 pushes have been so iffy, because it's actually such a simple, like, last to push, really. You just commit to the point and you're going to win, but Perilous kind of show how it's done there.
Yep, Ali once again playing very passively as Silentis jumps in very aggressively into this valley. He's fighting 2 scouts. He's going to go down. I don't think he did too much. And this could open up everything for backs of 5 to move forward, but so far the scout is just eating off the aggression here. As Sano goes down very quickly, and now all of a sudden it's just the opposite situation where Perilous has all the room to work with, and Mad Mac once again, you know, he's very good at getting out of the mid alive. There's a scout pressuring him a little bit, but I think the scout decides to back off.
Yeah, Mike just really smart there. He sees that both scouts have like committed to chase Silentes, so even though like his scoreboard is telling him that he's losing this fight, like he just sees the opening, gets in, gets on the demo. By the time he's there, it's too late for the bags of 5 scouts to reset their position. Mad Mac again just making a smart decision to leave, like he knew it was over. He's actually playing these mids like quite well. He's always like almost getting out, even though his team doesn't stand that much chance. Like it's a weird start for the Russians. We actually see the Ubers traded now on top right, but it's a bit of a nothing trade I think, unless Dima's going to do something iffy. But Shappy's actually dying on the flank, so that's a chance for a re-entry now for Perilous.
Yeah, Shappy overextended a bit there, but Mike walks into a sticky trap from Sano. So now it's equalized here. Ali's putting on a ton of pressure though, and Mr. Epic goes down to a spam rocket from Silentis. And if they really want to, they can push the point here. It looks like Ali's going to do a skip jump onto the point, doing his best Kaidus impression here, but not quite making that work. And then he flips the bind, I guess. That's what you do when you fail something.
Like, I've been watching Costa all this time because I was expected Perilous to walk in and take it, and I thought Costa was going to be the POV to just give me the full perspective, but yeah, that was, I don't know, I guess Perilous getting cocky because they're up 5-2 against a brand new team, but they're popping the Uber in now. Ali's going to show up with Quickie Bombs really soon, so even if this Uber doesn't work out very well, Quickie Bombs are going to go on the point, and they're actually committing to the point really early. Ali hadn't actually done his play on the point yet, and they commit bodies to the point, so kind of a big mistake from the scouts of Perilous there, but it's now a 3v2, and low ground for bags of 5. They should really clean the situation up.
Yeah, this soldier on the low ground is not feeling happy about his position. Oh yeah, they got the Uber, so you know, good job there. They didn't get the point, but they got the Uber force, so that should be just enough. If Ali can get out alive, that would be even better, but not going to be as lucky. Still, I think Perilous is pretty happy with this situation overall, considering after the push failed.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like, if I'm Ali there, I'm really annoyed because, like, I've spawned all Quickie Bombs, and, like, my scouts are just, like, committed to the point, like, for no reason, when they know I'm about to show up and completely clear the stickies. So that's a bit of a miscommunication, maybe a bit frustrating for Ali, but I mean, they've still got like well, actually they've got a decent size advantage now, bigger than they should have had in the situation, but so much red health, bags of 5 now, they're going to lose bodies on the spot most likely. That demo's caught out in trash, he's going to go down.
Yeah, crucially, Mr. Epic was very weak there, so he couldn't put time on the point. So I think it's just going to be a little bit too slow. See Mike jumping Spire, missing an headshot up there. That's a first. And there's still one scout there. It's Mr. Epic up there, but like these soldiers are just gonna rotate and just keep jumping it over and over again until they get people off the point. So Cos will do 100%, Mad Mac with 85. So if Perilous are too slow here, they can get punished here. Like the Uber is so close. Mad Mac on 98%.
God,
he finally got it. So barely getting it. Just as long as they don't step off the point and let them backcap it. There's a lot of time on it. They should be fine. Like spawner's about to come in 5 seconds here, and like there's still a bit of pressure going in here. Yeah, actually the demo jumps in here, but
Ali is such an idiot. He's died 3 times in a row. Literally, he's done nothing with the last 5 minutes of his life apart from jump at the point. It's 3 times in a row he's just jumped at the point and died like a dribbler.
But it'd be so cool if it worked, you know?
Yeah, it would. Like after I say in pre-game, oh yeah, you know, he's not messing around anymore, he actually seems quite serious. He's just playing like a moron, like deliberately throwing.
Mike takes a page out of Ali's book and jumps the point and dies for it. And Silentis dies as well, so this is looking really good. Dima is actually out here on the stone base. They look like they want to push it here, and I think they should. Like, they have to push into a sniper, which is uncomfortable, but a sniper can't really contest Spire. But they decide against it, and look at Ali. He tried it again.
Is he seriously tried it again?
Yes. Why?
I'm done with this kid, man. I'm never praising him again. I swear to God.
Yeah. Let's see some sideshow dribbles in chat. Christ. Oh
It's like,
man.
it's all like stabilized as well. Like I mean, Perilous have had like 2 or 3 like genuine opportunities to take this last with advantage now, and it's just like we've ended up in a completely stacked situation. Wow, Mad Max suddenly going down to 10 HP on my head. I don't know what the hell happened there. Oh, he's Ubered. He's Ubered in trash. I guess time's not on their side, and they feel like they have to make something happen. They actually get a pick on Thalash. They trade bodies, and this is going really awfully wrong actually.
Yeah, it was one soldier up here. He's just air shot fodder, as we see the nice little air sticky there from Ali, just spamming the Spire. And now it's 3 up, and 5 seconds until any spawners come in. So this is a very precarious situation. He's gonna Sano's trying to sticky the point here, but he doesn't quite have enough stickies on it, and there's quickie bombs as well. Mike is just juggling people up into the air and shooting them. And I think this will be an easy last cap for Perilous, despite throwing as hard as they can. They eventually managed to make it 6-2.
Yep. I completely lost track of the cost death count. I don't think he's died that many times, but I'm feeling like might be on like 4 at the moment. So I'm really rooting for a death this mid. I don't know what else to root for at this point. I mean, it's 6-2. There's 7.5 minutes left. I could see potentially Bags are getting up around because I mean they don't have like the togetherness to like actually convert these like fights they win into rounds, but they've actually done better in the fights than I anticipated.
Yeah, let's see what happens on this mid. So far, these mids have actually been pretty close the last couple of times. Both Thalash and Az just push in really aggressively, but they don't actually get the target that they were shooting at. So that could cause things to go down a little bit uncomfortably. Mr. Epic gets 2 pistol kills on the mid before going down. And here we go. Soda jumps in onto Mike here, and Sano actually takes down Mike with a nice pipe. What?
The dream is real!
What a pipe by Sano. That was just the best way to cap off this mid. Thalash is still in house. I think he's been spotted. Yeah, for sure. There's actually people coming in from all sides here. So if Mad Max is not careful, he could actually get picked off by people from all sides. But it looks like Thalash would just settle to get out.
That's a 5. They can do it. What is it? 4 rounds, 6.5 minutes. It's possible. I'm a believer now. They've converted me.
Yeah, that was a hype mid. I mean, both Scout win aggressively. They're actually putting pressure onto Vsub here. It's only Thalash holding it, and he's going to have to back up. But I think Kos is so weak. He's on 15 HP, just taking a ton of spam through drop down. I think he's died 5 times this time, so you're smarter than me,
yeah.
I guess.
And there's time for more. It's not over yet.
Yep, as we see a very big Uber advantage. Well, 50% Uber advantage here. See Ali in the tube. MG tube Ali. Can he do it? It's going to sticky up the point here. And actually, Thalash takes down Dima. That's a pretty huge pick here. As Sano is trying to just get stickies off the point here. But so far, they haven't dealt with Ali in the tube. And usually, you want to use the Uber to do that.
Kos dies!
Oh, no. 6 deaths for Kos. And look at the cleanup, though, by Thalash here. Getting like 3 kills on that push. And I think, is Dima up? Oh, Dima actually with the nice air shot onto Mike. Getting a bit of his own medicine there. He does manage to get his way back to to spawn there and get some help.
This was like one of those classic fights as well, where Bags of 5 pretty much entirely wiped, and they like just killed Kos. Like it was our only frag with that Uber advantage. Obviously, that one soldier got like died on entry, and it just kind of messed up the whole push for them. But I mean, their last pushes have been anything but convincing so far, so not that surprising, really.
Yeah, Uber's gonna get taken down as well. Just a ton of pressure onto the flank area here. They're going to keep rolling into mid. But actually, Dima jumps in and air shots Thalash there. Nice job. That could turn things around. Ali's sort of caught in
He's
now.
on Kos.
He's going to have
Dima's
to
on Kos. He can make it happen. Dima the dream.
Oh,
he gets destroyed.
Air pipe by Ali. So Ali jumps back and saves his medic there.
Kos was 1 HP. He was literally 1 HP there. He just makes it to lobby. Like he was actually down to 1 for like a brief moment.
Yeah, that's the beauty of medic regen. You can survive those things. Yeah, so I think after that whole bit of crazy action, we'll actually see a bit of settling down here. Mad Max has a small 30% advantage, but I don't think it's enough to push on, although looking at the time, they really should.
Yeah, with the time left and the position Perilous chose to take there, they could legitimately have pushed and crushed them, but I don't think they're keeping enough track of the game. And so far, their entries have been anything but clean. Like they're never just making a crisp clean, like pop through a choke and going for it, but they're actually going to go through Haunter now and take a trade, I think.
Yeah, we actually see Dima jumping in onto the medic, forces him straight away, but gets taken down, and he gets dropped by his medic. And Mike says, oh my god, so I don't know what happened to him. But it looks like Mr. Epic Yeah, sitting pretty comfortably here in mid with the rest of his team. We have 2 spawners here now for Perilous, so that might cause them to push. I think the smart thing would be to just sit back and do nothing until the time runs out, but they don't care. They want to push it. Ubers goes down. So that will open up everything and they will be able to take mid here. So they're not going to slow down, even though that would probably be the most beneficial way for them to like 100% win the game.
I don't think their hearts have been in 100% winning the game for a while now, ever since Ali's quadruple attempt at jumping the point.
Yep, Shappy's forward spawn almost gets sticky trapped. So we see the Perilous Gaming pushing Reese up here. We see Mike on Spire once again. He wants those Spire shots. Come on, jump him, people. He's actually just going to jump the medic here. It actually gets taken down. This fight is going completely in the favor of Baxter 5. Just putting on their DM gloves. That was weird. Really good job there. Oh, Soda's on Spire. No. Oh, actually, Mad Mike with the huge arrow there. Gets the hype arrow.
I feel like Ali's going to do something stupid now. Oh no, he's just retreating actually. This seemed like a classic moment where Ali would try and do like a pogo jump behind and back up Spire.
Yeah.
with the mindset he's playing with tonight anyway. But Koss actually went down in that fight, so I'm not sure. I've kind of lost track of the count, but I think he might be on 8 at the moment. So suddenly, I really want him to survive all the time. Just go to last, Koss. Just hold last.
It's a good thing we have Locke to check up on these things, for sure. But there's no doubt that I was wrong at being too optimistic on his behalf.
To be fair though, they've been throwing for a good 15 minutes now, so...
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we see the Uber coming in here, Mad Mac with a very big advantage. There's a sentry gun that they have to deal with. It's getting spammed down. Finally it goes down. But that was all they got. But oh yeah, look at that. Mr. Epic just walks onto the point and cap it while the rest of them are focused on sentries and spamming other people out. So that makes it 6-3. So a very respectable score here from Baxter 5.
Yeah, Baxter 5. Sorry.
I think at this point it's just all about the momentum for them.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if Baxter 5 take another round now, that would be just great for them. But I mean, no matter what happens from here on out, this is like a much more respectable performance from them than I would have anticipated. And I don't know, kind of disappointing from Perilous. I mean, I guess they may be trolling around a little bit, but I don't know. I don't think they could be happy with this result, to be honest.
Yeah. See, Bolsword is jumping into the train right away. Does a lot of damage to Mike. Mike is pretty much out of the fight at this point. And look at Shappy coming in here with the big flank. Takes down 2 players, the entire combo there. But the rest of his team are not going to be able to follow up. Celeste is in-house here, trying to get the Zeno. Zeno's trying to get out alive, and it looks like he might be able to do it successfully. There's still a soldier sort of hounding him, but I don't think it'll be enough. Oh, he actually runs into the second soldier, and that was Celentus. Takes down the demo, so... that will make a Spire contest a lot more difficult when you don't have a demo, but I'm not sure they'll even push on it.
Yeah, I mean, they should really hold this Spire Bags of 5. I mean, I guess, like, at this point, there's only 45 seconds left. Maybe they just don't want to lose around, because, like, 6-3 sounds a hell of a lot better than 7-3. Like, in terms of ratio, you know, that's like 2-1 in ratio, which is pretty good for them. I don't think they're going to be that fussed about, okay, at this point, they should literally just go to last, completely committing and throwing away this round, potentially. But I mean,
they keep going up there.
Oh
actually, he jumps into an arrow rocket from Mike. You don't jump Mike on Spire, dude. And a second air shot. And Dima's just in the air with the skill stick. I think it was Mike just bullying the Baxter 5 with air shots. It was a pretty questionable push, but there's only 10 seconds left, so I don't think anyone cares too much what happens here as Selene just jumps in and just gets taken down by the entire team. And now we get the Uber, the sort of the stats Uber, Ali with more kills here, and that's the end of the map. 6-3, very respectable score for Baxter 5.
Yeah, that was like way better than I expected. And I mean, let's be fair. Like Perilous were doing some dumb plays and playing arrogantly once they got like a couple of rounds cushion. But I actually thought Bags of 5, they were nothing like I expected them to be, because I saw them play PCW the other day and they were just dribbling. Like they were doing all sorts of stupid plays, like just, you know, people running around doing basically like the kind of typical thing people like say when they like talk about Russian play in TF2. Just like brainless, like solo plays and things like that. But this team was actually like reasonably together. Like they weren't rushing things too much. They were just like they didn't have, you know, I don't know how to say it. Like they weren't smooth enough in their executions of various things, but they were like they knew their limits and they played within their limits reasonably well. I thought like they weren't trying to be too adventurous. They kind of knew their limitations and just they put up a respectable fight basically.
Yeah, the mids were... I don't think you can take anything away from the mids. Those were really good. And they completely played up against Perilous in mids, and I don't think you can say anything about them dribbling on mid or anything, or throwing in any kind. So the mids are definitely legit, and they got a round or two off of those. So those for sure. All right, yeah. Oh, second link. All right. So we will be going through some logs now. Let's see. We have exactly 8 deaths, so Kaidus the Prophet.
Easiest prediction of my life.
Yeah, the same as Mad Mac, interestingly. And of course we have Mike with the big 14 air shots. So he's not apparently that rusty. You know, there's one thing he knows how to do, it's air shot people.
Mike is like stainless steel, he doesn't rust. Just gets stronger, he absorbs, what is it, like dwarven materials, he just absorbs things, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever makes him stronger.
Yeah. Not even Overwatch can rust him. I don't know, is he actually playing Overwatch? I haven't been paying attention to why Mike hasn't been playing, but
I've actually no idea.
Maybe he's just been working. Oh well, either way, he has 392 damage per minute. Just really beastly. Sano and Dima both putting up really good stats too, like at least for damage. So I think that's worth pointing out. I think, yeah, I don't know. I guess Mr. Epic disappointed me a little bit, but yeah, just overall the team of Perilous just edged them out.
Yeah, I mean, like looking at the logs, the story is basically just Mike just doing Mike things, and I don't really know. Like Thalash had good stats, Ast had good stats, but like this should have been such an easy win for Perilous. Like if that, like I guess, like I said, like they were kind of messing around. It showed toward the end, but I don't know. Like I think back to like kind of the narrative of the preseason. There's been a lot of talk from various people within that team and people watching Sideshow stream and things like that about the expectations for this team this season and what they're capable of, and particularly like with the upcoming pickup of Mike, what this team's going to achieve. And I don't know, this performance doesn't convince me of anything, to be honest. I thought it was like pretty disappointing from them. Like I say, I don't think they'll be too concerned because they didn't really have their hearts in it once they felt comfortable, but yeah, this was like not the greatest showing from them.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. This definitely makes you sort of wonder how good they actually are. How much is rust, how much of it is them not caring, how much of it is it Baxify being better than we expected. You know, it's very difficult to tell at this point. But I feel like this is something we'll look back on and be able to see the meaning of pretty soon in the coming weeks. So, yeah. Oh, overall, I was very impressed with just how entertaining it actually was. You know, it wasn't as boring as I would have expected it to be.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe I misjudged them because I only saw them play a couple of times, like from like Sideshow's POV on his stream when they're scrimming and things like that. But yeah, I really thought it was just going to be chaos, you know, and the kind of chaos where they just make mistakes and feed and give Perilous free rounds over and over again. But Perilous had to kind of fight for their rounds. They had to like win legitimate fights and capitalize on the advantages they made for themselves. It wasn't the kind of game I expected at all. But I mean, at the same time, looking ahead towards Snake, I'm not sure how they're gonna fare on that, because I mean, I don't know. It's a lot harder to capitalize on your advantages on Snake than it is on Badlands, for instance. And I imagine they'll probably get advantages on Snake Water because they play a slightly safer and more together style. Don't know what I expected, but I see them just getting these advantages, but then not actually being able to do anything with them. Like we saw their last pushes on Badlands, they were so questionable. Like they kind of worked most of the time, but like from my perspective at least, it was like, how on earth does that work? That should never work, really. It definitely shouldn't work 3 times in a row at the very least. So
Yeah.
So when I think about them pushing Snake last, it's like if they get the same amount of opportunities to push last on Snake as they got on Badlands, they'll probably not take any rounds.
Yeah, we have some stats on the stream. However, we can't see them in the casters, so they're a bit out of whack.
I also don't know what they mean when I look at them. It just makes my mind hurt.
Yeah, apparently Perilous pushed Spire 7 times and they capped it 7 times, so very efficient push there. I saw some stats that said how the frags were divided by percentage by zone, and I think it was like 40% for last, for red last, and then 33 for mid, and then a bunch more on Spire second, and then very few on blue Spire and last. So it just goes to show how much of the match was played on red side. So And then you have some, what's it called?
The thing is with those Spire pushes, like a lot of them were just sure. I don't really know how these stats work, but I assume it's counting the ones where they cap mid and take Spire for free. There were so many mids where sure Mad Max survived, but Perilous survived with like 4 or 5 bodies, and they're basically winning mid and just capping Spire because on last meeting his respawners. I don't know. I didn't. Other than that one right at the end where dima just got airshot consecutive times by Mike on Spire, I don't really remember a whole lot of pushes onto Spire by Perilous that were legitimate like 6v6 pushes. They were almost all anyway, were kind of freebies.
Right, yeah. It's pretty interesting to see, like, just like 4 and 7% on the blue side. That just means that the pushes were super fast whenever it came over on the Perilous side. So, you know, if anything, they're very efficient, Baxter 5. Once they get the advantage, they take advantage of it. So, I guess that's impressive, or, yeah, not sure.
Those.
And apparently, Ali killed dima 7 times, but dima killed Syl 6 times. So, who's the better roamer? Is it... Wait, dima's the pocket, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess he is. But he was kind of... He was the pocket, but I don't know. I don't remember...
He went in deep a couple of times, for sure.
I was going to say, I don't remember a whole lot from Ubers, other than like the one solid play he made, like watching the flank passively. Wasn't really doing... Like, the kind of the soldier aggression I remember all kind of came from dima. Like, dima was doing quite a lot, to say, for his team. Like, I remember Ubers being quite solid in various places, but like on the mids, like the big mid wins they had often came down to a bomb from dima as well. I think that's maybe why I had him in my head as not the pocket. But then I also remember him taking an Uber and getting airshot 3 times in a row on Spire, so that was definitely pocketing at its finest.
Yeah. Wait until half your team is dead, then Uber into a Spire and get a shot over and over again. Good stuff. Good stuff. Apparently, Perilous had 14 kills in Ubers, and Baxter 5 only had 7.
Yeah, sure.
Baxter 5 didn't get a whole lot of like Uber advantages to work with, and the ones they did were kind of these weird pushes onto last, where Mr. Epic would just kind of cap the point. I think like 2 of their 3 rounds were just a scout running onto the point, shooting Ali's stickies, and Ali not killing him, or not daring, or getting baited, or something like that. Basically, the scout just runs on the point and caps it. So when I think about that, whenever else Baxter 5 had Uber advantages, Perilous would kind of play passive and just kind of concede ground and wait till they got their own, often resulting in like they gave Spire away for free or something like this. But a lot of the time, like with Perilous pushes, they would focus kills and then they'd get a lot of kills and then cap the point. Plus, they had just a hell of a lot more of them to work with. I'd be interested to see. I don't know if this is a stat we have because obviously I don't have access to it. I just watch it on the stream and it's kind of like flying by out of sync. If we had like a ratio stat on that where we saw like the amount of like I don't know, I guess it can't keep track of can it keep track of Uber advantages? Uber's used in advantage situations and the ratio of kills you get from them. I don't know if that's even possible. But that's like a stat I'd be interested to hear because like I say
there is an advantages lost on logs, and there's 2 on Mad Mag and 1 on the cross. So biggest advantage loss was 34 seconds for cross, and biggest advantage loss was 58 seconds, but usually those are pretty meaningless. They don't mean too much. Like, there's usually a very good reason for it. You can't tell you whether or not there's a misplay going on or whatnot. There was 1 drop from Mad Mag. I think that was on Vaccinator, so not really a drop. No, wait, that's not true. He dropped in lobby.
I'm pretty sure we're live. I'm not sure. Yeah, we're definitely live. We're on mid.
Oh! I was looking at lobby. Okay. dima goes in top right, puts a ton of pressure onto the scaffold that gets taken down on his own. As looks like Baxter 5 has actually pushed their way across mid here, putting them in a really advantageous position. And at this point, it's just about whether or not Perilous can get out alive. So another good mid coming out here from Baxter 5. We need to settle how many times will Cost die before we can move on here.
I'm gonna go with 8.
8. Okay, I'll go with 3. 8 is the magic number, okay.
I feel like he's probably not going to die 8 times, but I don't have time to think about a real suggestion.
Perfect. Alright, you see they're going to push in through grass here. There's even Ubers, both teams have it. As Ubers are just jumping in, but a pipe drops Mad Mag, and that's going to change everything. Ubers jumps in, try to get the force out of Cost, but that's not going to work. So another drop here coming up from Mad Mag. To Ali. So Ali apparently is really good at dropping Mad Mag.
Yeah, he was literally just spamming pipes on the grass and Mad Mac. I don't know if it was a direct or a roller, but pretty much unlucky. But Perilous, they want to move forward on this. Like, they're not stacking. They're going forward to choke already. It's interesting. Ubus is going to get the forward spawn. I wonder if they're going to be ready for him. He's actually... Oh my god, he's just coming out of spawn with his equalizer out. Gets dropped to 70 from one sticky. So that's some questionable play. Questionable play from Ubus. Solenta's dying on the flank. But it gets traded. They're taking second for free here. They have such a large advantage. This is actually... This could quite easily be the first round here, actually.
Yeah, they're going to go bottom here. That's usually the avenue of attack of preference for most teams when they have the advantage. Mike does take a lot of damage before the Uber ends, though. Take down a demo right away, so this should enable him to push point here. But actually, so far, it was looking pretty close, but eventually they'll just be able to get it.
Yeah, Sano just gets caught out. Like, as a demo, you can't die that early on the last defense. Like, the thing that makes it hard is denying them the ability to focus to point. So if your demo's just going to die during the Uber, it's really, really simple for the attacking team then. They can just take their time, put pressure on the point, and on Snake, it's pretty much done if you kill the demo and trade nothing for him. So yeah, pretty clinical from Perilous. But they lost the mid. Like, we didn't really see it because we were looking at logs and stuff still. But I'll be interested if Bags are actually going to win here.
Yeah, the mid looked really good. I think it was just solid soldier aggression that really opened it up, and then everyone was on the team. Mike's going to play top this time. He's looking to get those juicier shots. As we actually see Dima jump in right away here. So now everyone has been pushed away from the top, and Sando's walking across the point. So yeah, here we go. Once again, the positioning is pretty good. As Mad Mac is just spamming arrows and actually gets caught. That's his first death. Poor me and poor Cos. So Sando's in the corner here, though. Will actually get out alive a little bit here. It's 4 against 4, but heals are a lot better for Perilous Gaming.
Yeah, that mid was just kind of... I don't even know what the hell happened until Cos died. It was pretty like... I don't know, these mids are a lot closer than I would have expected again. I mean, I thought... Like, Badlands, I was surprised to see how close the mids were, but I thought on Snake for sure, like, just... Positioning and things like that were going to come into play, but I mean, that mid was so close again, like, both mids going down, we're having a stalemate situation. This isn't a roll for Perilous by any means, like, they've lost one mid and barely won the next, but Bags of 5 just not able to coordinate themselves outside of the mid so far, so hopefully they can put up a solid defense.
Yep, we see a grass push here coming in. They've pretty much walked in for free here, but getting across this big wall and the second point is what's usually difficult. Actually, Ubers jumps in and gets completely denied by the scouts, and he gets taken down, and here comes the kills. It's trickling in. And Mad Mac on a small Uber advantage, but they only have 3 players alive.
Yeah, that play there is like the kind of garbage that I was kind of expecting coming into this game, just like throwing bodies away. Like, they're not even committing to that point with their combo. Like, the combo's half on last already and they're losing 3 people on second. They're just giving last away for free now, basically. Sando, wow, he actually gets 2 frags. I was going to say that was pretty much over. But now we actually have a really tight situation where both Ubers going to be popped.
Yeah, and of course, Snakewater is pretty notorious for having spawners come in and decide these last pushes, and there's a heavy who has taken 0 damage, so that should mean that everyone has to retreat. So Ubers reset, Thalash has gone sniper, and so has Mr. Epic, so we get to see the sniper duel once again. I think it's been pretty even so far as I think Thalash has a few more snipes, but they haven't really sniped each other.
Yeah, I remember the only time I can recall them both being sniped before. I don't think the snipers even really came into it. It just ended up being some random stuff happening outside of it. Yeah, classic Snake War. It's gonna be a last sniper duel. But what's his name? Dima was that? Oh, it's not anymore. I was gonna say Dima's actually running heavy, which is kind of weird when you have even Uber and a sniper, because it gives you like absolutely no flexibility of where you control. But he switched off to soldier. That's just gonna be a classic sniper stalemate.
Yeah, Thalash is on right side. They actually opened up the right entrance quite a bit, so actually Mike's just gonna jump in here and get Uber straight away and then get healed by a nice arrow. And Shabby goes down as well, so 2 picks on the right side here, going in through the right side. So once again, this is just really big. And now Thalash just has so much room to work with, like he's completely uncontested in this entire Uber. And here the Sorter jumps in very aggressively onto the point. So Thalash sees a guy in the air and air shots him out of it. And then takes down the medic as well. So this is looking pretty damn good for Perilous Gaming, as Mike is just on the point, gonna cap it out.
I think Mad Mac forgot there was a sniper there. He's just kind of like standing still in front of like, you know, the little hole in the point.
Yeah.
He's just like standing still in like the one spot where Thalash can see him from top right. So mind got away from him there, because Mad Mac's been pretty solid so far. Like, he's not actually had many like deaths that were like avoidable, but that one was kind of avoidable, but probably didn't actually make that much difference at the end of the day. I think Perilous had full control of the situation.
Yep. So let's see if we can get another backs of 5 mid here. It's 1-1 on mid so far. So Ali takes a big sticky right away. And Mike jumps up top left, but gets bounced down straight away. As Silentis is in aggressively here on the grass of Baxter 5, but he gets taken down. This should allow Baxter 5 to move forward now. Actually, a lot of people are looking behind them. I mean, Ast is behind lines, takes down Mad Mag as he goes for the medkit, and he's going to take down the scout as well. So Ast just takes down 3 players in quick succession. Wow.
Ast just doing it up. I wasn't watching him. I didn't see what he did, but it occurs to me this is probably a decent way of playing for Perilous, like to actually send flanks in, get the medic, like get people behind early, because they're winning a lot of fights on the mids. Like you think back to Badlands, the way they would win a lot of mids, but then just not be able to get the medic, and everything would get slowed down. They were unable to take rounds quickly, but by getting people behind, it prevents Mad Mac from just being able to leave at the first sign of trouble. But that's actually just getting in deep now, which is probably the better approach for them. I was surprised they didn't take an approach like this on Badlands when they were just playing so static on all the mids, but looks like they're changing things up now, and yeah, working out pretty well, I'd say.
Yep, I think they're about to push shadows with the demo and the scout. They're waiting for players and trying to buff them up. So they're taking their sweet time here. Mad Max on 50%. So if they're just a little bit smart about it, they can push in time. And here we go. Ali jumps in very aggressively here. It's going to sticky people out of spawn here. And now just sticky out of the point as they start playing that. Like Mike's standing on it. I think he's just going to get completely spammed out. But actually, he gets a nice arrow and actually survives. Really nice arrow there coming in from Cos. It's going to enable Mike to just survive on that point, even though he's getting spammed like crazy. A very clean push.
Yeah, it is, but this is kind of the stuff I was expecting on Snake. Like, it's so much, you kind of have to be so much more wily as a team on Snake, like when you're doing defenses without in disadvantaged situations. Like, they're always losing someone. The instant the Uber comes in, like, first time it was Sano, this time it's Dima. And when you're getting frags early in the Uber, it just makes it so easy for the pushing team. Like, Perilous are barely being taxed when they do these pushes, it's just all being done for them.
Yep, see a soldier, both soldiers jumping up top left here. Mike gets bounced down. So far it just looks like Perilous has actually got the most work up top. But Dima jumps in aggressively, does quite a lot of damage, and allows his team to move forward, but he gets taken down in return. So here comes the counter jump in from Mike. That was Silentis, and he gets taken down. So far the soldiers are just doing nothing but jumping in and making space. And it's really close at this point. Looks like there's a small advantage for backs of 5, but Thalash is in on the flank, actually gets taken down. And Kos is getting bombed here. He's on 96%. He surfs around and actually gets a saw. That's such a huge play. Holy hell. That was an amazing play by Kos. But he has to kill Mad Max before he gets it, but they don't. So now they just... I think they have to retreat here, Kos. Otherwise he can get picked off. And yeah, he was too slow there.
Wow.
Got a little overeager.
That was a really bad mistake as well, because they were getting the better end of the respawns. Like, it's just one of the way TF2 works. Like, they lost the fight early, so their respawns are coming faster. So if Costa just backed out early there after getting the force, just left immediately, got his respawns, they're actually going to have numbers to repush the mid. But for some reason they stay. I don't know, maybe it's just like cocky play again, I'm not sure. But like a legitimate error there from Perilous. Like, they could have actually won that mid after the Ubers.
Indeed. We see. Looks like Backs of 5 will push Saw Room here. Of course, we have the roof being removed here recently, so it's a lot more open. You can get bombed earlier. There's mics on the up here on the pipe, but it looks like they'll rotate around and go grass instead, which is probably smart. We'll actually see where they decide to when they eventually decide to go. They have 100%, and Cause is only on 50, and they should know this. You know, they know exactly when they killed him.
It's really problematic that Ubers is down though, because like the ideal way to push this point is to go grass like they kind of wanted to, but without your Roma to hold Sorum, it's really difficult. Because like right now they're all pushing from left and they've left the flank wide open. Like Silentis has just found completely open ground on the floor. He's worked position behind his Sorum and he's just going to take down Shappy and he's behind and force the Uber. So that's all because Ubers was down essentially. Like they knew it was going to be a problem before they went in. You could see them delaying because he was down, and they decide to go in the end, and it comes back to bite them as they're just getting crushed now.
Yep, they'll retreat. Cos is now on 100%. He obviously didn't use the Uber because he didn't have it. So Mike is just coming in from grass here. Gonna just jump in, create space, get some arrows, and then bully out the rest of the team. Yeah. They're not even gonna send in a Roma or anything, so they'll just let Cos keep his Uber and get mid for free. And that could be dangerous because now they can have to be having to give up a second for free. See, Dima in spawn, he's on Huntsman Sniper. I don't think he had fixed out his loadouts before the match started. I don't think he meant to be on Huntsman.
He's been watching Shockey's demos. This is intentional, I'm sure.
Okay, as Ubers actually jumps in through on the right side here, who saw, which is a lot easier now, and he actually gets the force out on Cos. But Sano might just go down here on left side, on last. Nope, he's gonna survive. As
Spamming arrows from spawn.
He tried. Yeah, the Russian smiley there. I don't think that's what he meant to do. So we see a lot of pressure coming in here from Perilous, sorry, on left side. And Ali actually takes a ton of damage. He's gonna have to get an arrow or get out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Dima's been Ubered. He's got some frags, but I don't know if this counts as a force. Perilous, I don't really see how it happened, but it's actually a 1v1 on last. Just managed to get trades with Mike. So they're actually going to get the point here. Koss doesn't quite have it yet. I don't know what the hell happened there. That situation just blows my mind. I didn't really witness the key part of it, but the end result is Mags actually get off their own last, and they have numbers actually to get a force out of Koss, or at the very least to get it like enough time to get a good setup defending second. So well played, I guess.
Well played indeed. They are the best. We see how they decide to play this. Koss now has of course, the advantage. Looks like they're going to Saw. I feel like Saw is actually worse to push from. Yeah, they're actually going to go in Grass instead. I like this. I think that's a much better position to push from these days. But I see Dima once again just jumping in super aggressively here, trying to get the force onto Koss, but he doesn't even hit him once, and the scouts just eat him up.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like Ubers wasn't even set up there to do anything. Like he's the roamer in like quotes. And he was just chilling on Bauk spamming. I don't know if he was like expecting them to come Source or was planning on something else, but either way, Dima ends up having to kind of like take the initiative and go for the force in that situation. And now like Ubers are being traded on last. Dima's not up yet, so by the time these Ubers fade, it's going to be advantage for Perilous. Like they have position, they have the high ground on the tower, but I mean they're kind of getting pushed back now. Bags of 5 kind of holding their own, but with Mr. Epic going down, there's 2 frags, no scouts on the board for Bags of 5, and Perilous just slowly doing this, like chipping away piece by piece. They're actually establishing position, and they're actually going to start losing bodies now if they're not converting this soon. But so much red health for Bags of 5. Only 3 guys alive, 2 guys alive, and yeah, just slow and steady there. Slow and steady. I'm stealing Bren's phrases. Hope he doesn't mind. Not sure we coined that one anyway, but...
Oh, whoa. Hold your horses there. 2 spawners come in and clean up everybody. But now it's just Ast against Mr. Epic. Ast is so weak, but he's just almost got him down. What? Ast the monster. That is unreal, dude.
But how did it come to that? It was like 4v... That was ridiculous. How did it even get to that point where Ast has to like have this fight? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they easily won the push. Then they somehow miraculously lost it, and then they miraculously won it. That was a weird series of events, but Ast clutching it there at the very end and Mr. Epic choking a little bit. But that was weird. That was very weird. Sano playing very aggressive on the left side here on this mid fight, as they're down 0-4, so they have their work cut out for them. Mike once again trying to jump up top, but they're not going to be successful this time around. As Ubers jumps in onto the roof this time, and here comes Silentis bombing in once again. Doesn't really achieve much, and now Sano can walk over with a full buff. And I think it's going to be very dangerous for Perilous if they decide to stay in. Mike is not afraid though. He's just going to keep walking forward. Just goes straight into them. He hasn't stopped walking forward. So close to getting the medic. Does get the medic. Nice job there by Mike, and takes down the scout. No fear in this guy. And I guess you have nothing to fear if you're Mike and just have beastly DM.
Yep. Astra's going in and cleaning up everything. What a god. It's good to, holy crap, the score's 4-0. I don't know, like, I just kind of lost track of this game. It felt like, not close, but it didn't feel like it was 4-0 already. And Costa's full Uber advantage, there's 2 bodies down. I don't know if Perilous are going to take this straight. If I was them, I probably would. Sano's not going to spawn for 7 seconds still. They're going to get a clean entry. As long as they Uber in and don't get caught up by Shappy, this should be the game beater.
Yep. We see Mike actually gets taken down by a heavy. That's a good class.
If ever there was something that doesn't classify as a clean entry, I'd say it was that. It's just the full heavy juggler. Yeah, but both scouts are coming the point. It's over.
And it's over, 5-0. Much more difficult game. Looks like you are a true prophet. It was a lot more difficult for Baxter 5 to make anything happen on Snakewater.
Yeah.
And now it's just a matter of checking cost deaths.
I don't think it was 8. Doesn't feel like it was 8 to me.
Oh, he died 3 times. So I was right on this one. So we got one each. So
I wasn't ready for this one though. I didn't have time to think, you know.
Yeah, I played you.
Oh, you tricked me. You pretended not to notice it going live and then just forced me to come out with one spur of the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
like, yeah, this game pretty much, this Snake game went pretty much how I expected it. Like, you saw, like, the same kind of story. Like, the mids were actually relatively even. Bags are winning 2, Perilous winning 3. But, like, obviously, it's just so much harder to do anything with it on Snake as, like, a less experienced team who don't really understand, like, the game at such a high level. Like on Badlands, you can just go pug mode, do your default like pug strat, and it's going to work 90% of the time because you're just so well rehearsed at it. But on Snake, these guys ain't so well rehearsed, and yeah, you need like 3. Even the good teams need like 3 times as many advantages to get the rounds they would get on Badlands with the same amount. So pretty much what we could have expected.
Yeah, it looks like we have an interview lined up. We have Thalash and Sil, but we'll do logs first. Wow, yeah, Silentis actually has pretty poor stats, but I don't know how much you can put into that. Like, usually when it rolls like this, it's pretty crazy. Like, Ast went 17 for 2, Mike went 18 and 7. Yeah.
Like, it's too early to say on Silentis' like roaming style. We haven't really seen it since TLR, like last year, when Sil kind of first made his debut in Prem. But I've noticed he has a real tendency to just go in like big, hard, and early on the mids, and a lot of the time it like really doesn't work, but it kind of works for the team because like there was a lot of instances where both scouts will chase him, get the frag, but then it compromises so much position that his team can then just like follow up on it. It's too early to say if this is actually working or if it's just exploiting uncoordinated, unaware teams. Only time will tell. But I feel like this is kind of the story of this game a bit, like Silenta's going in early, dying, and Perilous winning the fight before he can even get back to it. Like that kind of thing happening a lot.
Yep.
When Silentis quit over an avatar. I forgot that story.
That was good times. That was weird. So that was the last time he roamed. So maybe, I'm not sure. I'm guessing he likes it, that's why they changed, right? Because otherwise, Sideshow wouldn't have gone to Pocket. Do you actually know why Sideshow decided to go Pocket?
I think it's to accommodate Mike, because they know they're getting Mike in halfway through the season. And with the combo of Mike and Sil, they probably just feel like they're going to get the best out of those two with Mike on Pocket and Sil on Roma. And so they're just kind of putting Sideshow in a spot now to fill a hole so they can start practicing with Sil on the flank. Because, I mean, they already have 2 very passive scouts. Like, Ast is, like, quite, like, even like for a combo scout, well, I'd say for a combo scout, he's, like, relatively passive. And Thalash for a flank scout is very passive. So Mike is a relatively passive roamer as well. Like, he likes to, like, not throw his body in and, like, be that guy to die. So it kind of makes sense for them to have Silentes doing that. Like, it's kind of, like, naturally his style on roamer, I think. So it just kind of makes more sense for team synergy to do that. So Sideshow has just kind of been thrown into a position to accommodate that for the time being. I think, anyway. They're probably going to come here. We can ask them.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, we can ask them for sure. I'm kind of curious to see how much Mike will play this season. Like, I asked him at some point, and I think he said he expected not to play too much. Like, it was only for DreamHack Summer. But then the team asked him if he could play more, and then so it looks like they're just slowly goading him into actually playing more for them.
I think he's filling in this weekend because Sideshow's not here, and then like he's gonna join like a mid-season. But Mike's the kind of guy who doesn't like to play that many games in summer. I think like he's into like rock climbing and things like this. I think he likes to make the most of his summers, so he'll probably play like 1 or 2 nights a week, this kind of thing. I think this is how it was last summer because I was playing with Mike in Reason last summer, and he didn't want to play like that much. It was just like a couple of nights a week, and as long as you don't ask too much of him, like he'll play, I think.
Right. All right. Let's get the interviews going. There's still a game going on Team Fortress TV 1. It's Lego against Serpent, and looks like it's very close. So, looks like Sideshow is about to have a nightmare, though.
Oh god, can you imagine if Serpents win? They're never going to go to LAN.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, Sideshow will be pulling out his hair if that happens.
Hi.
Hello. And we're joined by Sil and Thalash. So, so Sil, how did you feel that game went?
Let me tell you a story of how I was getting shocking stats and doing nothing, and then my team carried me, and I was lagging the whole time, and no one believed me, and it tilted my team on Badlands because I kept complaining. Like it was so weird. The game, it was just like I don't know. It felt like when we tried to push one area, it would work really easily, but then we couldn't focus much on Badlands.
Were you like trying on Badlands?
Well, every time we tried to push, it like some things would happen, and then it was really, I don't know, it was like really uncoordinated. I think Thalash can try and explain it.
We have
There you
this tendency when we play teams that we know we can comfortably beat. We go up 3-0, 4-0, and then it's like, oh, we won, guys. And then, stuff happens, and they get a round. We get one more round, like, oh, we won again.
Yeah, that was kind of how it was going.
And that's just how it continues. And then, I don't know, I'm pretty sure we could play like a low-high team and not 5-0 them. But on Snakewater, we decided to
It's a focus.
waste our time. Yeah,
I wasn't complaining.
We haven't
No,
played
it's the
much
way.
at all. Only, I don't know, Sideshow's not playing with us today, and Mike, this is the first time he plays with us. I haven't been around the past like 2 weeks, so it's only really Asil and Ali who's played. Koss has also been gone. So this is basically the first time Koss plays in 2 months. First time I play in 2 weeks. The first time Mike plays, like, ever. So
it's more rust than poor
Yeah.
play, if you'd have to say anything.
And me throwing, yeah.
How much do you guys expect to play with Mike this season?
I'm pretty sure it's after week 3 that he can play full time. So
he
it
might
should
be here
there.
for week 3, but
Oh yeah. Well, like after, isn't it?
after week 3, he's gonna play with us full time. Sideshow's gonna move to backup. Sideshow's not here this week because it's his birthday tomorrow when he's at his parents' house, so he's not here.
Wait, it's Pumzilla's birthday tomorrow.
Oh,
It's Sideshow's birthday tomorrow.
no, it was Perm's birthday not long ago.
Sorry, I'm not good at this memeing thing. I will try again.
Oops.
Ask us questions.
Alright,
Oh,
can you explain what
continue this.
happened on that snake push where Ast ended up killing everything? Because that was the weirdest push I've ever seen.
It's just him. He's so good. Except, he's hacking, but he's so good.
Yeah, I don't understand how he reloaded the pistol twice with 12 HP in a 2v1.
Yeah,
Not sure how that happened, but Ass is a fucking god.
Why did Ali jump at the point 4 times?
It's that balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is part of the whole thing. Like, comms would just stop, and then someone would laugh, and then they would go die. Just like, what are you doing?
Like, he honestly spent about 5 minutes spawning, rolling out to last, and jumping at the point, failing miserably, just rinse and repeat. Like, it was about 5 minutes solid of this.
It was super AIDS. Like, you have no idea.
yeah. Alright. We're also joined by Dima from Baxter 5, who put up a pretty good fight on Badlands at the very least. So, Dima, how did you guys expect this match to go? Were you confident going into it, or did you just kind of expect to lose?
Actually, guys, when you come for school for first time, you're always meeting some bullies that just beating shit out of you. So we met first bully here, and I think it's gonna be pretty good for us. Except 5-0 rolls on both maps actually, and I think that we can make even maybe better time on Snakewater, but we can't since unlimited winning money for country, So.
Right.
Why I don't like being labelled as a bully. I don't think I'm the bully type.
You're a bully, you don't even let me jump. I want to jump and just...
I'm not a scout. I'm not the one not letting you
Aw.
jump.
No offense to you then.
Thank you.
I think it's Mike the bully.
Mike's the
Mike
one
is
who's bullying.
completely bully. He just put rockets in my body, and it was really painful.
Looks like you guys are playing against Nameless in week 2, so the bullying will continue.
Yeah, I know. As I said, we met first bully here, and then on week 2 we got Kyber bully. Super bully.
Yeah. How who do you think you can actually beat in this season?
When we got 2 new players, these guys who are from not Russia country, just countries that are near of the Russia, Shape and Dubers. I'm expecting to just get more points than I expected before. I think we could actually make playoffs zone since we passed all bullies in Prem and just met real competitors. These guys from the last stages in class, they're just playing PSP and just so on, and just don't give attention to a teacher who giving them calls and just making game real. They just chilling around and doing DM stuff without any brains, as we do. And since we just trying to improve not only our DM stuff and improve our brain and get good grades after the studying finished, you know.
Yeah, I'm liking this analogy with the classroom here.
Yeah. And
Very
this
good.
bull is just giving us good lesson.
Good lessons indeed. Is that how you guys looked at it in Perilous? Did you guys feel like you were schooling them, showing him? Well, like, was it just a welcome to Prem?
Well, like, it's not like we're trying to be rude or anything, but like it was rather like when we just put our mind to it on Snake, it was, you know, but you know, it was kind of easy, but you know, you'd expect that. And it's not like, you know, like we stopped paying attention on Badlands and they rolled us for it. So then, like, they're, you know, they're good. They took rounds from us for not paying attention, and then we got tilted.
Yeah. How do you in Perilous gaming? Do you think you can beat Nameless and get the #1 spot in the season?
Yes.
Thalash?
Yes.
Well, it's week 6, I think we play them, so we'll have a lot of time to practice for it.
Have you played any PCWs against them?
Well, we played one just before this game, but then we won one, lost one.
Alright, so it's pretty close. Yeah, that's what I've been seeing too.
Well,
Like,
we got forward on Badlands, but Badlands is like, it's pretty good.
Thankfully, we don't have to play Badlands for another 6 weeks. So
I know who we
we
play.
need to happy farmers. So we have plenty of time to fix Badlands.
Oh yeah.
How much do you guys practice? Are you afraid of like Reckoner? Is that just something you've never played until the match comes around, or are you playing a lot?
I think all of us play Reckoner double mixes when it was happening all the
Yeah,
time.
I think our team was one of the teams that played like a lot of double mixes and pop champs. And I think most of us wanted Reckoner instead of Sunshine, so we're fine with it. We haven't played it as a team, obviously, but can't be worse than Sunshine.
Well, I disagree. But either way.
Wait, you think it's worse than Sunshine?
Yeah, Reckoner. Yeah, for sure. It's super cool.
No. How dare you?
How dare I indeed. Oh well. Kaidus, do you have any other questions? Otherwise we'll begin to wrap it up.
Nah, I don't think there's much to say. This game pretty much went as expected, I think. Little bit of a roll, a little bit of a messing around. I don't know. Nah. Close it out, Beta.
Let's do some shoutouts first. I've been shouted at before for not letting people speak their minds. So Dima, if you would like to give any shoutouts,
Of
this is
course.
your chance.
It's my chance to give shout out for my Highlander team. I know Highlander isn't even a sport, but still, you guys doing pretty good. Also, I just want to give shout out to Unlimited to winning these fat dollars for my country, for my nation. Thank you, my friend. We missing you, but still, you are a great gamer. Also, I want to give a shout out to all my viewers that's watching how I suck on these 2 maps. Thank you guys, you're awesome, and you're Russians. That's a sad story here, but still pretty good for you. Thank you for Timus for playing us in high, but real life suck, my friend. You may play with us more games, but you decide to do something better. Okay. Well, that's all. Thank you. Oh, sorry, Bitter. Shout out to all casters that make this game possible. I know this game isn't interesting for you guys, but still, it's kinda good to make Team Fortress 2 Kybersport. I don't know how to pronounce it, but never mind. You got it.
Alright, and that's all the time we have. So, no, still you can go.
I don't have any friends.
Oh well, so Thalash.
Shout out to Perilous and shout out to Spud.
Alright, so that will be all for us this fine Sunday evening, where a lot of things happened. I do believe Lego against Perilous is over too, so no more streams for you today. We will be covering all of ETF2L Season 24 in its entirety, Week 2 coming up next. Should all be good. And thank you to Kaidus for casting with me. Thank you to DavidTheWin for doing a great job at streaming. And thank you for everyone. Goodbye. Good night.